You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.
That was good. You know, warm up there.
Welcome to another episode of Oversaturated, the podcast, where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. I am Johnnie.
And I'm Ralph.
Welcome to episode number 137.
137, man. It is springtime. It is Segway season. Shout out to John Payton, man.
Yes, man. You meant separation season.
But Segway. I'm Segway. I can't be separation.
Nope, my bad. Anyway, new listeners, please follow us on all social media. Facebook, just search Oversaturated the podcast. Twitter is Oversat Podcast. Instagram is Oversat the podcast. And our email is oversatpodcast@gmail.com. And please be sure to check out our website, oversatthepod.com. Anything you need to know about OS is there.
Yes, sir. And if you want to follow us individually, I am the Mind of Ralph on Instagram and Twitter.
On Twitter, I'm JON2_B. On Instagram, I'm JBS_ESL_AAMU. Holla at us.
Johnny.
Ralph.
Brethren.
My guy.
How you How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. Like you man, spring is here.
Yeah.
Spring is here. I'm happy there's no more cold weather. What I'm not happy about is having to cut my grass and bugs. But I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it. You know, my birthday was this past week.
Yeah.
No turn up, just a lot of self-care, relaxation.
Be like that.
I got my first ever facial. Anybody out there, if you've never gotten a facial, do that shit. Like, it was great. It was phenomenal. It was amazing. Did not know what to expect, but I feel real exfoliated. I feel good. Got a massage too. So crazy thing though, man. I was outside. It was like 70-something degrees. I'm outside in some joggers and a t-shirt, feeling good. Mm-hmm. Allergies caught up to me, bro. Oh my God,
they season too.
They attacked me. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually just now recovering. Like, I think yesterday was the day that I actually felt better to actually go do stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, they got the best of me. At least I was able to enjoy half my birthday.
Man, I hate it, man. I hate getting jumped into the allergy gang. It's trash. Like, for real,
Every year.
Every year. I gotta get initiated because it reminds you.
Like no,
pollen is in the air.
We here, my guy, and I'm gonna get you. I don't care where you at. So
right,
yeah,
right. But nah, man. I'm okay.
You feeling?
I think I'm cool. Man, me and the wife we actually started in the preliminary stages of like house shopping and stuff. So the very preliminary. So I know, man. We wanna get us a abode.
Yeah. Look,
abode. So
I like it.
Yeah, we starting to look at places and things like that. We both from here, so it's not too. It's going to be that hard to pinpoint an area and houses and all that stuff. It's just starting the process. So,
hey man,
let's see how this works, man. I'm putting it out in the air because I want it. Obviously I want this to happen. So just speak it into existence.
Oh, for sure. Listen, I already told you when you ready. Whatever questions you got, holler at me.
For sure.
All the missteps and mistakes I made, I do not want you to make, bro. I don't.
I appreciate that, man.
So
for
yeah,
real,
man,
for real.
just let me know. But yeah, man. Other than that, everything good.
Man.
Nothing else too crazy. Just here.
Yeah, man. It's just here, man. But we got a lot, man. What we doing off the dome?
Off the dome.
I got something.
Okay.
And I think it's a good question, right? Mm-hmm. Music related. Mm-hmm. We always get into the conversation of classic albums. What makes a classic album? Mm-hmm. Do you think because an album sells a lot of records, does that necessarily make it classic?
Nope.
Okay.
Especially like today, because especially pre-streaming, like you could get a fire single or 2 or 3 singles from an album, and that's the reason you buy the album, but the rest of the album could just be filler. Now maybe that's a little different today because you can like stream individual songs as much as you want, and I don't know how that plays into album sales.
Yeah. It's always a weird concept. Like you said, back in the day, albums can sell just off the strength of the singles.
Yep.
Like, and the reason that I even got this question, it popped up in my head. 1998 was like a big year in hip hop, and Jay-Z's album Volume 2, Hard Knock Life, was one of the top selling albums that year. It's not a classic album though. Very strong album. And I'm not even trying to have revisionist history just because it sold 5 million records. No, it's just a strong album.
Got you.
But that doesn't necessarily make it classic when the other albums that year, and we talking about a strong year in hip hop. We talking about Aquemini from Outkast. We talking Capital Punishment. We talking DMX with 2 number ones.
Yeah.
We talking the Miseducation. Like the Miseducation like sold more albums over time, but at the time it didn't.
Right.
So
That's
a strong.
wild year.
But Jay-Z sold more that year.
Wow.
But I'm not making an argument for the album to be classic. It's just like, wow, you look at certain things like, damn, that don't mean nothing. And I think that's Jay-Z's highest selling album.
Wow.
Because it sold 5.
That's,
like 5 million.
That's
That's a lot of records.
And that's 98.
98. And then you still got the boom in the South. You got Juvenile sold 4 million that year. You got Master P with his last good album that probably people will even care about. Silk the Shocker had a good album that year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like hip hop was so widespread in 98. So,
wow. Damn, that's interesting.
but I'm not, I'm the Jay-Z guy, but I'm not making a case for that.
Or,
It's just when you start looking at it, it's like,
That goes to show you, like,
But there was a lot of fire singles on the album, to your point.
yeah, exactly. So, like, that goes to show you that the album really has to, like, a complete project has to stand time in order for it to be deemed a classic. Like, a lot of people like to put the classic tag on things, on albums like 6 months shit. Even now, because, music comes out so quick, like, they like to put classic tag on albums 3 weeks in. Like, it's crazy to me. So, damn, that's interesting. That's interesting. So, yeah, man.
But,
no.
No, but to answer all, I said all that to say, and I'm using that point, no, not really.
Yeah.
No, that's not it.
Exactly. So, okay. So, for my Off the Dome, kind of music related too.
Okay.
Would you rather be a one-hit wonder or be underground your entire career?
Underground. Because I always got people that love me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can chitley circle myself to death. Give me these 20, this 30, this 40 over here at this, at Lucy's Rib Shack. If you want me to perform there, go ahead, baby. Like, we good, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good. Like, I because the underground, your people love you here. Mainstream is the one that changes up on you.
Yeah.
So the one hit wonder, I might have a song that was so big, and it actually is kind of like, dang, what happened to him? I don't ever want to be that guy. I don't ever want to be that guy.
Then they doing an unsung on you.
No, I'd rather be the underground guy that constantly eats. Like, I'm constantly putting out music.
Yeah. Nah, I feel that. And it's crazy. Like, the one person, so that's my answer too. I would rather be underground.
Yeah.
The one person I always think about in these types of conversations is Tech Nine out of Kansas City. Like, he's put out dozens of albums and is still considered an underground artist, but he's constantly on, like, the Forbes list of making the most money every year just because of, like, his hustle, the amount of music he puts out. Like, he's the type of the amount of merch he sells. Like, he's been, like, the best underground quote unquote artist, like, the past 2 or 3 decades, just because of his sheer work ethic when it comes to reaching his fans, putting out music and putting out merch. Like, it's crazy to me.
Yeah.
And it's dope. Like, it's dope as hell. So, yeah, I would definitely rather be underground my whole career. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, man, that was Off the Dome. Do you consider the album classic just because it sold the most records?
Yep. And would you rather be a one-hit wonder or underground your entire career? Let us know.
Oh, it's Gang, what up? You see the potential merch. The potential merch coming. Potential merch. Like, hey, we cooking up some stuff. Stay tuned. But, we got to get into this docket, man. We got a few topics. I think we go get into them. I think people go and join. Let's see what happens here first. I like to start with the Daylight Savings Congress. Of all the things in the world right now, Congress has approved daylight savings time to be permanent. I don't really know how they play with the time like that. Johnny, maybe you can help me because I am completely novice. So what do you think about this?
Okay, so whole situation is interesting, right? So the U.S. Senate approved a bill, which means it moves up to the House, which the House has to approve before it gets to the president to sign. So all that cool. Now, what I've heard, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard daylight savings time became a thing because it allowed farmers to like farm longer hours in the spring and summer. So I don't know how true that is, but I also read that daylight savings time became a thing like in the 60s. Now I don't know if that's true or not. And they also played with eliminating it like around 1973, and it was in effect for 2 years, but they went back for whatever reason. And so again, that's just stuff I read off of Google. I don't know how true that is, but my whole thing with eliminating daylight savings time, making daylight longer for the entire year, I think a lot of people want that, which, you know, rightfully so. I think seasonal depression is a thing, things like that. But I feel like that's gonna like mess up our balance somehow, like humans balance somehow. Like this thing that we've been doing literally for, it seems like forever. I'm only 34, so I don't know what it was before that.
I think it's been like that longer than that, but you know, continue.
Yeah, so I think if it were to happen, it would take us years. It would take our bodies and our minds years to properly adjust. Like in the winter, if it's, you know, it gets dark at like 4 p.m. in the winter, something like that, 4 or 5 p.m. If it's still light at 8 o'clock in the winter, I feel like chemically that's gonna like mess us up inside. I don't know how. Listen, I'm not a scientist. I don't know. I just know that that's something we're used to. So to adjust to that is gonna take a lot for us mentally and physically to actually adjust to that.
And you know who ain't scientists?
Who?
These lawmakers.
Oh,
doing
big
this
facts.
So
Of course.
just like, how do we? Listen, I do not know, and I don't know if I care or not. Like, I just like when they push the hour back. Like,
I think
that's
you get
lit,
the extra joint,
especially when you be outside, you be drinking. I'm like, oh, we get an extra hour.
Yeah.
But when you spring forward, that's when it's trash. Like,
but see, and that's the crazy part. When you spring forward, yeah, it's trash like the first week or two because your body is adjusting. But you get the longer days. Yeah. So when you fall back, it's like, damn, I get this extra hour. It's lit. Yeah. But then
it's only lit when you're out. It's literally only lit when you're outside enjoying yourself, and then you get an extra hour. That's the only time it's really lit.
Exactly.
But if you're at home, you're like, all right. Look, stream an episode of Game of Thrones again. Like, that's me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm washed now. I don't be outside, so I don't be caring. Like,
same. Listen,
I said all that to say.
Right. I don't know, man. I don't know if this is actually going to get passed, but if it does, I feel like it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot for us as humans to just adjust to it. I don't know. I don't even know if other like continents do this shit. Daylight savings.
That's why I was like, how do we just do it here? Because I thought it was a worldwide concept.
I don't know. Now what I heard about the farming thing, I think that makes sense because in the spring and summer, you know, the weather is better, so you're actually outside. You're able to like do the shit with the crops and all that. You know what?
And I hear you. And this concept has to predate what you researched. And the only reason I bring that up, agriculture is a big thing back then. Not saying that it's not a big thing now. We got so much processed, chemically advanced food. Hey, man, it is what it is. I don't know if the squash crops really go, be affected by extra hour. Then again, I don't know. Hey, man, ain't Stephon hey, man, get him on the phone. Man. Call a friend, man. No.
I'm about to say, we have the capability.
Right. My boy Aggie, man. Let us know.
He transitioned out of that field years ago. Damn. So, yeah. Anyway, listen, I don't know what's gonna happen with daylight savings time, but if they permanently make days longer, like throughout the year, I mean, I'm with it if it happens, but I just feel like as humans, it's gonna take a while for us to actually get adjusted. And I can already see now people complaining, oh my God, it's cold, but it's still light outside. Like people gonna find a way to complain about something. Yeah. So anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll see what the House does.
Man, that's crazy, man. But speaking of something that might affect the new normal, let's talk about TikTok and its new music distribution platform is going to actually help undiscovered artists. That's the quote unquote topic, but it may that I don't believe in that headline. But Johnny, what do you think about TikTok getting into the music game officially?
I think it was inevitable.
Yeah, definitely.
We've seen a lot of musical acts over the last 2 or 3 years blow up over their songs going viral with people creating like these challenges and things from them.
Exactly, yeah.
So I think this is the next step in TikTok's evolution. So
Yeah.
I personally think it's fire. Yeah. The name of the distribution thing that they have is called Sound On, which will allow artists to actually just upload their music directly to TikTok. So it sounds like TikTok is about to become another streaming service per se, which I also think is dope. So being able to integrate your music with the app even more now to get it out to more people and possibly, you know, create more challenges so you can go viral. I think it's dope, especially for these indie artists that don't have these major label backings. Like, I think this is going to be dope.
Well, this is where we're at now. Like, TikTok is officially in the music game. It's based TikTok. I've always, you know what, and this is me showing my age. I think this TikTok is nothing but the new ringtone, and that's probably why I had pushed back on it at first. Like when it comes to music and things like that.
Yeah.
But it's the game now.
The new ringtone.
The kids just found a way to get their stuff out. But this is dope because if you're an undiscovered artist, it says you get 100% of your royalties from the song from TikTok, right?
Yes, and that's for the first year.
Oh, okay.
Every year after that is 90%.
So your song got to blow up in the first year, baby.
Yeah, look.
you better get it going.
But
now.
I mean, even 90% is still great because you know
a lot of established artists don't get 90.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, it's dope because like if you're an undiscovered artist, not to say you know your song has to be this great song, but you get it in the right hands, it can go else which way, and it can, it can kind of be the new age payola. Like if I hit up certain dance creators and influencers on TikTok, and they play my song, they do a fire challenge to it. Oh, it's up. And so I can't be mad at the game. Like you know what I'm saying? That's the game now.
The game is the game.
Yep.
And it's I imagine like that already happens where an artist has a song and they reach out to different TikTok dance influencers, to create a certain challenge. Because I think Drake did that with what's my man, Kiki. Do you love? Yeah. Shiggy. That's what I'm thinking about. So
if Drake did
it, listen.
I mean, but Drake is not the only person. Like it was a point in time where remember when Outside closed and. I think it was either Meg or Cardi. Somebody put out a song and it was suffering because they couldn't do TikTok challenges. Yes. I think it was the TikTok strike, the black.
It was around that time.
But still, you made a song specifically for them to make challenges off of, and it couldn't go anywhere because they weren't doing the challenges. Right. Which is two different situations. I get it, but still, it's a song that was dependent on this app to thrive.
Right. What I hope also happens in the future is. The individuals, the influencers that continue to go viral, and honestly I'm speaking specifically to the black influencers that go viral. They go viral off of the artists that distribute their music through TikTok now. I hope somehow they get incentivized, like somehow they get paid as well, because a lot of the times it's these TikTok influencers that are making these songs go viral. And I'm not even on TikTok like that, so I don't know if these individuals are getting paid anyway.
Honestly, I don't know if there's really a way to really quantify like how much money the influencer should get paid off of making somebody else's content go viral, right? What's the percentage on something like that? Do you take a lump sum up front and then you just, jig your life away for 15 seconds and then it is what it is. That's the game. Like you took this $5,000, so hey, you live off this $5,000 and your views. Like what's the terms of condition? Did you read the fine print?
Well, I guess good question. And I guess it also,
if there's a fine print,
I guess it also is contingent on if like let's say the artist goes to the influencer before the song even comes out and say, hey, this song's coming out. I want you to collaborate and make a TikTok dance go viral and all that. So if it's up front, there should 100% be a contract with contingencies. If I hit 100,000 views, if I hit 1 million views, if I hit 5 million views, this needs to happen. Now it's different if the song is out and then the influencer, create something off the song. That's different.
It's still like, I mean, no,
because that's like
you are right, because this business makes the absolute sense. But I just don't know if it ever is that black and white when it comes to the artists or their representative and these TikTok influencers. Like, I don't know if they ever even talk like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
I mean, some of them probably do, but I imagine that if you just a young kid, or young adult, and they come to you with this proposition, and all you see is the dollar sign, you don't really care about everything else,
right?
Because you gotta go through the fire first. You gotta get lack of better word, fucked, for you to understand how to do business later on.
But see, I feel like it's so much bad business has come to light in the last 5 or so years, and I'm just talking about the things that we heard about. I'm sure it's millions of other things we haven't heard about.
But how many
people should know?
But no, you are right. But you're talking about sports contracts. You talking about record deals. When it comes to like the day-to-day interactions of a record company and a social media influencer, how does that work?
Amen.
Like, how does your brand deal work?
And because nobody really knows, because I mean, this type of business is still kind of new.
That's the thing.
You can create that shit yourself. Figure it out.
But I think we've gotten to the point where I still feel like it's nasty when artists make music specifically for an app. You know what I'm saying? Like,
listen,
but
that's our age.
But then again, I didn't, like I said, I'm showing my age because TikTok is the new ringtone. I didn't have a problem with Make It Rain and Laffy Taffy and all that stuff out here. But I imagine that somebody my age back then was like, what the hell is this?
Big facts. Big facts. So, listen, I think this whole thing is dope. And once this actually catches on and becomes a thing, for sure Instagram is going to copy. Possibly Twitter.
Instagram copies everything. They are like the taskmaster, if you want to use
Yeah,
that
look,
term,
I
right?
like
Use
it.
a
I
blurred
like
term,
it.
man. They are the taskmaster. They go, oh, that's what y'all like? Okay.
Say less. Listen, Twitter already are incorporating NFTs as like your profile pic, your avatar or whatever.
Oh, that's crazy.
So Instagram and Facebook is about to do the same thing. Like Mark Zuckerberg is, trying to get that popping now. So
Mark Zuckerberg known for stealing. So hey, it is what it is. That's why Instagram steal everything. He stole Facebook, so hey, it is what it is, man. Hey, we started this out bad. We might as well just keep the train going.
That's hella funny.
I know, man.
But no, I think this is dope, man. Shout out to TikTok.
Oh, yeah, shout out to TikTok for breaking I guess a norm, and let's see what happens with it.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of somebody that didn't have their business straight, we got Conway the Machine of Griselda saying that he reveals that he received no money from his Griselda deal. I didn't read the contract. Johnny, what do you think about Conway the Machine saying that he ain't got paid from Griselda? Or he ain't get no money?
I don't really know where to start with this. I think all of Griselda is well into their 30s.
Oh yeah.
Now, with that being said, I don't know when their contracts were signed. And in reading this article, I don't know if he was saying his in regards to his Griselda contract, is that him being signed to Conway? I mean, being signed to Westside Gunn as part of the Griselda collective, or is that Griselda being signed to Shady? Like, I wasn't sure.
Oh, it's Griselda, Interscope, and Shady.
So, and I imagine that's like 3 different contracts, and he get paid from none of them.
These are his words in this article.
The only thing I can say is that he acknowledges he didn't read the contract. So because he didn't read the contract, he understands now that he's not getting paid because of what's in the contract, and because he didn't read it, like that, he's okay with that. Like, he's not going and blaming Westside Gunn. He's not blaming Eminem. He's not blaming Shady. He's not blaming Interscope. He's putting the blame on himself, basically, for not reading the contract. That's commendable to me. Outside of that, bro, you owe this. Let me not say that, fam. You're a seasoned individual. You should always know to read your contracts.
Okay. Yeah. Now,
but that's all I got.
Let's look at the bright spot, right? Mm-hmm. He's out of that contract as of the last project. Was it God Don't Make Mistakes?
Yes,
which is fire project.
It is.
Check it out if you're into Conway's music. He's done. So the contract is fulfilled. Mm-hmm. He's able to do and move about however he wants to. Now, how do we always get here with these music contracts, right? We just talked about Diddy. What was that last episode of the weekend or the week before?
One of them,
right? Bro, like we said, like you said, bro. Like, how does that work? And I don't have any sympathy. But like he said, he's not looking for sympathy. He was just saying that he didn't get any money.
Yep.
But I don't have sympathy. You know why? Because Griselda talk that fly shit. They be having chains on. They be on Tonight Show. Whenever you see them, they fly guys, drip guys, all that. So I don't want to hear about money. Like, I don't want to hear that from you.
But it sounds like they still get money outside of
but the contract you didn't get no, and maybe that's why they record the way that they do.
Quite possibly, but also we don't know if Westside Gunn and Benny the Butcher are in the same predicament. We don't know.
That's crazy.
and if that's the case, that's crazy.
Yeah,
like
that's crazy.
If Conway's not getting paid, but Westside and Benny getting paid, that's super wild. Like, why you not doing right by your mans, right? Mm-hmm. But then again, he didn't read his contract, so it's like, what do you do?
I don't know, man. Like, listen, it's like, how do we get to these conversations every week? And we just talked about in the last segment how, hey, like, what business? Like, read like, it's like, I'm such a loss of words because I didn't expect this, especially coming from them. You know what I'm saying? Or for anybody in that camp,
right?
That's why I guess I'm just so flustered because it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, especially like, again, with Conway being, the age that he is. Again, I don't even know how old he is. I know he's older than us.
Yeah.
So,
and you've been rapping in the public eye for what, 3 years now?
And that's
maybe
in
four. Maybe four.
And that's in the public eye.
Yeah.
So I know you was rapping before that.
Yeah.
So you've heard about all the other bad business contract dealings in the past. Mm-hmm. So why not read your own contract?
And then Griselda was already popping. So why did you even go to Interscope or Shady? At all? Like, we always questioned that deal because remember what happened? We was like, y'all really need Shady?
Because they was already popping. But maybe, and I think we talked about this too, maybe they were at the same point Slaughterhouse was when they went to Shady. Maybe they felt like they needed the major label to get even more,
Yeah, that can be true.
Okay.
But they should have saw what happened with Slaughterhouse. like they are the vein of Slaughterhouse, at least that underground, gritty lyricist feel, right? They got that.
Yes.
But why? Like, how?
The difference, though, is it seems and sounded as if Eminem himself was more hands off with Griselda than he was with Slaughterhouse.
Okay. Because
even like back when the first Plugs I Met came out, I think that was 2019. I think that might have been on Shady, but it still sounded like Benny though. Like there was little to no Eminem input at all. When that Welcome to Our House, Slaughterhouse first album on Shady Records, sounded exactly like Eminem, and it was terrible. Completely different from what they had did before, because they put out an album independent. Slaughterhouse put out an album independent, which was super fire. So I don't know. So let me ask you this: do you think any blame should go to Westside Gunn in this situation?
Oh yeah, if he's the label head of Griselda, absolutely. Okay. Like, how can you not pay your mans? But then again, I told you, the first contract, everybody gets, for the lack of a better word. So right. If that was his first contract, woo, well, you're done now, my boy. Go ahead and just keep it popping. Like, go ahead and go do your thing, Conway. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're free now. But
even from reading this article, and this article was written based off of his Breakfast Club interview. Yeah. It sounds as if Griselda is still a strong unit Conway and Westside Gunn are still family. Like, it seems like there's like no love lost here, like at all, and things are going to continue. As they were, and contract negotiations are coming up again because he's out of his contract now. So I assume that this new contract will be much in more favor of Conway than Griselda, Westside, or whoever. So I'm very interested to see what happens going forward, because I still can't believe he didn't read his contract before. I can't believe it.
Hey man, all you gotta do, man, it don't matter who we are, man. You put a chain or something in somebody's face, all right. People still out here getting signed for whips and chains and stuff, man. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure this was happening. Like, you didn't get paid in that.
That's
like, you didn't read the contract, bro.
Like it. Like, I'm still baffled.
Like, and the music industry just shows you constantly again that this is never going to end. You're always going to get people messed up in their contracts over royalties, not being paid, 360 deals, all kind of crazy stuff. This thing is gonna keep happening.
And this is why I say the power is in the influencer's hands now. Like, going back to that TikTok conversation, like, if an artist goes to an influencer and says, I got the song coming out, I want you to make up a dance or whatever, a challenge or whatever, the power is in the influencer's hands, because if that shit go viral and millions of views happen and that song go up, that influencer can put whatever they want in that contract. For the
next one. Yeah, for the next one, but not the one that probably popped off. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think so? If the artist comes to you before the song comes out, no.
Nah, it's got like, if you're improving, like it's improving. Like, you're not even on TikTok. How you gonna tell me?
But I've seen TikTok songs go. I've seen songs go viral from challenges from TikTok. That Junebug challenge shit. What? Yes.
But Junebug, okay. What about everybody else? Like, that's one person. Like, it's multiple people, right? Junebug can demand the top dollar for the next one.
Because
of
the
next one, because of what he did for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't charge me up front for something I don't even know what's gonna happen. Well, like, I can give you some money.
No. Okay.
And then it depends on who you are. Now, Junebug, I can demand $1 up front because of what I did with this. But everything's not guaranteed. Like you said, put those contingencies in the contract. But I'm not going to pay you.
But you have to pay me for the upfront work that I do, because I got to create the challenge. Now, I'm not saying you got to give the bag. You can't.
That's how it was coming.
No. Okay. I'm not saying give me the bag up front. Yeah, I'm saying no.
Like, no, that's not working.
No, you got to pay me for actually creating, editing, upload, all that stuff. Okay. But then once the shit hit 100,000 views, I gotta get such and such. When the shit hit 1 million views, I gotta get such and such. If the shit get to 10 million views, I gotta get XYZ. And then if I see your song, from the day you put your song out to a year later, if your song hits whatever metrics, because this challenge comes out, then I also get XYZ. That's what I mean.
Well, it has and I don't know if you think about like one video or multiple videos, because people have to do multiple videos to do.
Now again, that goes in the contract. Okay, I'll do one video every 2 weeks, or whatever,
whatever the range is.
So
no, it has to be. I mean, put those things in writing, but it's not like Junebug can demand that. Look what I did for this song. Okay, it's maybe not be guaranteed, but I'm gonna give you this.
Junebug went on tour off of that shit. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. But that's one song. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Junebug out here, and that's one person.
Yeah, it's true.
No, I mean, it's apples and oranges. We looking at it the different way.
True. This is true. It's true.
Either way, we feel like they should get their money.
Bro, big facts. Big facts.
But man, speaking of somebody that's handling their business, let's see how this goes. Anthony Mackie, famed actor, has broke ground. Not even broke ground. He's purchased 20 acres in New Orleans for a production studio. Yeah. Johnny, what do you think about this?
Listen, I saw this headline and I was like, that's how you do it. That's how you put on for your city. This is great, man. He bought 20 acres of land in New Orleans to open up a studio. This is in the same vein as Tyler Perry. This is great, man. I'm hoping that this becomes a new trend. We got Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta. We're about to have Anthony Mackie Studios in New Orleans. So I'm happy. I'm eager that hopefully this catches on and we get a different studio in different parts of the country. So we're gonna have 2 studios in the South. Maybe we get one on the East Coast. Maybe we get one on the West Coast somewhere. It's Midwest, North, whatever. Man, I think this is fire. This is actually dope.
Is it a conflict of interest if Marvel starts shooting stuff at his studio when it's up and running?
No.
All right.
No, definitely not.
All right, just checking. I'm just checking. I'm like, hey, you gonna pay me twice, my boy?
Hey man, listen, shit, why not? Why not? We get to own and participate. Double checks, yes. We get to be the owner of shows and executive producer of the show and the writer. I want all the checks. Give it all to me. Yes, thank you.
This is a dope headline, man. Salute to Anthony Mackie for everything that he's done as far as entertainment wise, and then leveraging his power and money and influence into 20 acres to make a entertainment studio as a black man in America. Hey man, salute, man, salute. I don't have too much for this because this is dope. I just want to see, like, I'm not putting the Tyler Perry pressure on him because he's not the person that came out and said that I'm the content creator. I'm just owning a studio.
Yeah,
those are two different things.
Right.
So I'm not looking at him to produce content that's gonna save black people. Like,
Right.
Oh yeah, brother, you got, man. Look, man, let everybody come through there and make they shows and movies. I don't care about none of that.
And I think that's the purpose of this. Is like, I think Anthony Mackie may have directed like some episodes of some TV shows here or there, but I don't think that's like his main thing. I believe the studio is for other black writers, directors, producers to come and say, hey, because I can almost guarantee you, like, these big studios out in California and stuff, I'm sure I know for a fact they overcharging, which is why a lot of these places, a lot of these studios and stuff go to Tyler Perry Studios and record, because in the South it's cheaper, and you probably get a better rate, you know, as a black person. Like, we're not overcharging you for what they did to the Cold Crush. We're not doing that. So, and this is just more real estate for black creators to go ahead and create the shit that they want to create. Like, this is dope, man. Yeah, this is dope.
Yeah, salute, man. Salute to Tupac.
Shout out to
man.
This is Captain America. This is Captain America.
Tupac.
This is Captain America.
Hey man, I'll never forgive you for that, bro. I'll never forgive him for that, man.
Not even for becoming Captain America.
No, we you know, the Marvel stuff, that's cool. But hey,
No.
he was Papa Doc first. Remember that, Papa Doc.
Hey man,
And then Tupac. That's 2 L's.
No, how you go from Papa Doc to Tupac? That's crazy.
Man, that's crazy.
Because it rhyme. All right, never mind.
All
right, my bad.
Well, hey man, we got one more thing on the OS docket, man. Let's see how this goes, man. Rick Ross was recently interviewed by Funky Neva, a multimedia personality, especially on YouTube and Fox Soul and things of that nature. But Funky Neva happens to be a member of the LGBT community. He is a gay male. He interviewed Rick Ross, which is actually a pretty good interview. It's probably like 20 minutes. You know, Rick Ross doesn't talk in too many riddles here.
Right.
You know, he actually answers questions on this one. But Funky asked him a direct question of if hip-hop has accepted the LGBT community, and he said yes. Very quickly. So I have to add that for context.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. Like, he's
Gotcha.
like, yeah, and then he got into his reasons. But we're here to discuss to see if we think that maybe hip-hop as a culture has accepted the LGBT community. Johnny, what do you think about that?
So I didn't get a chance to watch this video, watch this interview.
Mm-hmm.
So my answer to this question is no.
Okay.
With like an asterisk.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess first of all, how can we measure? How can we quantify the fact that hip hop has embraced the LGBTQ community? Like, how would we be able to determine that?
I don't know. Like, we would look at one of the most successful artists and say, well, look at their success. They've made it, you know, and that's how maybe even sometimes in my arguments I would be like, well, look, you know, but that's not always the case, right?
I agree with that. And while you were saying that, the first person that came to my mind is Lil Nas X. Mm-hmm. Now, Lil Nas X isn't, I don't think he's like just purely hip hop, because he makes a lot of different genres of music, which is cool, right? Mm-hmm. But when he came out with the Montero joint, like the video where he, on the stripper pole, like I saw nothing but backlash from that from the hip hop community.
Yeah, and the BET thing. Well, was it BET or where he performed at the award show and he kissed his background dancer?
Was that B?
I don't.
That had to be like some MTV shit.
Maybe.
I don't know. But even with that, right?
Backlash.
Nothing but from the hip hop community, nothing but backlash. So I cannot sit here and say I can't say hip hop as a culture has fully accepted LGBTQ individuals because anytime it's something like that happening, people going crazy. Why is this? They trying to brainwash our kids, all this kind of stuff. Like that's all I hear anytime something like this happens.
It's crazy. But I don't know, man. I'm so torn on the conversation. Like I think it's a layered question. It depends on who we're talking about. Do we accept the women being lesbian or bisexual?
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ain't got no problem with Young M.A. We ain't got no problem with Nicki Minaj flirting with the idea of being with a woman. No. And she's the top female rapper, and then maybe lot of the younger women experiment and things like that, or insinuate that, hey, I might like a girl, and we be like, oh yeah. But as soon as a guy does it and he raps, we be like, whoa.
Yeah, like what's happening? Yeah.
Because remember, it was a point in time where Tyler was, playing. And I think he is now. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is he bisexual?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. Like that's the thing.
Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe he's asexual. And there's nothing wrong with his sexuality because I have come to enjoy his music more and more. That the sexuality has nothing to do with if I enjoy his music or not.
Yep.
And me just speaking as a straight male, I don't know when will I be comfortable with hearing it in music, and that's always been my pushback. But have I grown from that? Yeah. But I ain't sitting here bumping it or listening to it. But that's just, it comes with time and maturity.
See, and think about this. When, I don't remember exactly when, but I do remember when Frank Ocean came out.
Yeah.
And then people went back to some of his old songs and said, oh, no, he was talking about a mill in this.
Yeah.
Because even before he came out, I think a lot of people still rock with Frank Ocean, but I think a lot of people retracted that their statements on how much they liked his music because they found out that his music was about men.
Okay, we jump in genres, but promise we go come right back to hip hop. When it comes to the soul singers and R&B singers of yesteryear, right? You had Teddy Pendergrass, who was caught with the with a woman that may have been a man before. Okay. You had Luther, who was known in most circles as to be a gay man. But yet, when a house is not a home is own, I'm playing it.
Yeah.
When any Teddy Pendergrass song was on, I'm playing it. I don't care. So why is it okay for the men that obviously played, for the other side sometimes, and they was, and we okay with rocking with their music, but when it comes to rap and hip hop, this is what I'm tied back into. It's just like it's such a machismo, it's such a bravado that has to be associated with rap that we don't allow, the men of rap to even, play with that type of sexuality or that fluidity when it comes to those things. Like it's just like it's nope. You can be R&B and do it, but you can't be a rapper.
And see,
at least that's from my POV.
It's interesting because I think it directly affects or it directly reflects what we as a black community as a whole. Yeah. Because hip hop culture is black culture, and again, hip hop rap music is only 50 years old. It's not that old.
Yeah.
Right? So when rap first became a thing, it was all about how masculine of a man you were.
How many chicks you can get.
How many chicks, all of that was built into it, right? And even 50 years later, it's still held to that type of standard. Even though the LGBTQ community, like they're more just I guess like just prominent to the mainstream. Like they're they are
they're getting more inclusion because of the rights and things that they're garnering. So
Right.
that's how we're starting to even have these conversations and not even be freaked out about them anymore.
Right.
So yeah.
So let me ask you this: how would you be able to know? How do you think we as a community, as a hip hop community, would know exactly when, as a culture, we accept the LGBTQ community? How do you think we would know that?
Honestly, when it comes with the mainstream success.
Yep.
That's all. Like, it can't be underground. It can't be this. It can't be that. It has to be somebody that has a level of mainstream success and they're unapologetically with their sexuality. That's how it's gonna work.
And to add on top of that, so everything Ralph just said,
They gotta sell a lot of records.
In addition,
classic albums. Going back to my
in addition to that, they have to be pure, unadulterated hip hop. Like again, like I mentioned with Lil Nas X, like we have Lil Nas X now, but he's not strictly hip hop. Like he makes genre bending music. I'll say that. Yeah. Which is fine, but that's not strictly hip hop. So we can with his success is not because of the hip hop community.
It's like, okay, let me ask you this, and then I don't know if you agree with me, but do you think that's what it will take for hip hop to embrace, like, wrap his arms around, like, hey, you know what? That doesn't matter to me. Your music is dope.
Well,
like as far as like embracing a LGBTQ artist, especially on the male side.
It had like whoever that artist is has to be.
They got to be like Eminem.
They got to be absolutely fire.
They got to be like Eminem. How you know what? You white, but you white.
Yeah.
Like, you know
seriously, like for real. I think that's what it's gonna take. That's what it's gonna take, because Eminem had to be Eminem for us to accept him. Remember Vanilla Ice? I know we was young, but they laughed his ass out of here. Marky Mark, they bullied him so Baby became an actor. Yeah. So like you had like whoever that individual is that comes up in hip hop who is part of the LGBTQ community, like they gonna have to be on point.
Well, they have to be willing to deal with whatever backlash that they do get to.
Yeah,
which is, I agree.
Is
like I said, it's a double standard, but hey, it is one of those that exists. If it was a woman that came out like Young and May and she's unapologetically herself, we was like, damn, you know what? She dope though. Like we ain't been too much about it. Like I don't think she's had a big song since Ooh, but if you tap into her projects, they are good. But is it because she's a dope personality or a dope artist? Those are two different things too, right?
100% two different things.
I think because we tapped into her personality, we look for her music a little bit more, and then we actually just, you know what? I'm finna check for Young and May.
You know what? I agree with that. So when Ooh first came out, Ooh was just hard.
Yeah,
like that
it is.
Shit was fire, right? But I think with that, after seeing her personality more in interviews and shows and things like that, like you said, that allowed people to say, "Oh snap! Like she actually cold. Let me check for more stuff."
Yeah, and then it's kind of like we get into the conversation of the dope personality, dope music argument. Like, does the personality have to influence what you think about the music, or should the music just be able to stand alone? Because if the music should be able to stand alone, we shouldn't give a shit about the sexuality, because the sexuality is the personality. Honestly,
I can see. Okay,
you know,
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
Not the personality, but like. The sexuality is part of the person. That is what I subscribe to, and that's the person that I want to be with, lay with, whatever the case may be. So the music should be able to just stand on its own. Don't really matter what you do. Don't really matter. It shouldn't matter who you pray to, who you having sex with, who you like. That's true. It shouldn't matter if the music is good, right?
Yeah. The answer to that is yes, but
right, but
in 2022, in today's time,
it matters.
It matters. It matters, and it's unfortunate, but that's the one of the downsides of the social media era. Like,
okay. Now let me ask you this too. Now we're looking at this from a ground view, right? We think that hip hop may have not accepted LGBTQ artists, but Rick Ross is in the industry and he's one of the top tier rappers, right? Do you think that maybe he sees something that we don't see?
No, I'm gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you this again. I didn't watch the interview,
Okay.
but from the outside looking in, Rick Ross was being interviewed by a person of the LGBTQ community.
And that's where it is.
I'm sorry, like,
And the reason I said this, right, and maybe I was trying to lead somewhere with the question, so that's where I'm going, right?
Yeah.
Watch me. I was thinking that maybe because he's in the industry, he knows that some rappers that may or may not struggle with their sexuality. That's what I was getting at.
okay,
But still,
but look, even if that's the case, right? Let's just say there are some mainstream male rappers out there right now who are struggling with their sexuality. Maybe they are part of the LGBTQ community, but haven't come out yet, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's a thing.
but
Cool. That's okay, right? Us as the public, we don't know that.
Yeah.
So their acceptance is contingent upon us not knowing that they are part of that community.
Yeah.
So
because I swear Kanye and Kid Cudi be having love with squirrels, and we just don't be knowing.
And maybe
but it's none of my business
Yeah.
because the music is good, right? That's all. That is.
case in point with that, right? Not too long ago, maybe a few months ago, somebody outed Isaiah Rashad,
They did.
right?
They did. But his music ain't good.
Well,
Sorry.
that's funny. That's funny. His most the album that they teased that came
that
out.
song with Duke Deuce. That's about it. And I like because Duke Deuce.
I actually liked it. I thought the album was pretty good. He got a song on there with Lil Uzi that's kind of fire. But I thought that album was good, right?
Okay.
I saw when whoever the person was, which was trash that they actually outed him.
Yeah.
But when he was outed, I saw so many people with backlash, like, oh my God, I can't believe Isaiah Rashad is gay and all this type of stuff. So
honestly, and this is me speaking very comfortably, I don't care unless the music is
That's-
good. I don't think much of Isaiah Rashad's music.
Okay.
So that's why I was like, okay. I hate that someone that's still making their way in the industry, that's an established or is on a fire label, right, was outed when they were trying to figure themselves out. So that I do feel bad
trash.
for. But
Yeah. Okay.
the music, I was saying.
You as the individual, just one
Oh
person.
yeah, I'm just one person.
Now
so,
he
yeah.
again, Isaiah Rashad to me makes good music, right?
Okay.
He has his own following, but the people who listen to him went crazy once they found out that information. So because things like that are still happening, I can't say
that kind of drives the point home of no.
Yeah, like
damn, I'm glad you brought that up because I totally forgot about Isaiah Rashad.
Yeah, man.
I totally forgot about that situation.
So again, Rick Ross only said yeah because of who asked him that question. Like he had to. He
said it so quick. Yeah.
Yeah, like the fact that you told me that he said it quick.
Well, that adds to the context of the
Yeah.
I didn't want to just say he said yes, so let's just talk about it. No, he said yes quickly.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we yeah. That's what they do.
He had to. He had to.
You know that man talking. He talking riddles, but that was probably the straightest answer, no pun intended, that he's ever given. Right?
That's funny.
The
but yeah. I listen personally. I do not think the hip hop community has fully accepted the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
And in order to fully do that, we have to accept the men and the women.
Yeah.
Equally.
Yeah.
And we don't accept the men right now.
I don't honestly. It's gonna be a very long time before we do.
I agree.
Because
definitely
like we said,
agree.
we're okay with the girls doing their thing, but the guys, nah.
It's true. It's true. As unfortunate as it is, it's the reality.
Yeah,
It's the reality. It's the reality, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. OS Game, please let us know what you think about that topic. Rick Ross said yes. What do you guys think as far as hip hop accepting the LGBTQ community? Let us know.
Yeah, man. Let us know. If you're on YouTube, we appreciate you all for rocking with us as long as you have.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you hit the comment section. Talk about any of the topics that we mentioned today. Let us know what you think about those. And if you are on audio, we are about to get into OS Song of the Week.
Song of the Week.
You want me to take it? You
Yes,
want to take
sir.
it?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
cool. So,
You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.